when I started looking into what's going on with the boomers, I have this to say to all of you, which is from my point of view as a boomer, my rich dad was my real teacher. So it's very different. So I just want to say this to all millennials. People complain about you guys, especially the older generation, the boomers. I'm a boomer. And behind your back, we call you snowflakes. Bunch of wimps and all this stuff. So when I looked into what your situation is, let me just share something with you, is that we had a thing called Social Security. It benefited the World War II generation.
Oh, yeah.
So they put nothing into Social Security because it came out, I think, 1933 or 36, whenever it came out. So who gets screwed?
The millennials.
No, boomers. Come on, you got to pay attention to the history here. The boomers get nothing. We're out of money. Social Security is now bankrupt. Look at this chart over here. This is Social Security. So what has happened over the years is that the older generation, always the younger generation. So the boomers now are facing a world without Social Security because Social Security is broke. And the more I looked into, boomers and millennials, this is another thing that you guys face. I'll use another color here. I'll use blue. Get used to this stuff. So look at a financial statement, income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flow, which is what we teach in the cash flow game, is that expenses are going up of America. But what's happening is income is coming down. So you guys are in very serious trouble. That's like a family where they keep spending more money, but the father or mother are not bringing money in. So what we're passing on to you guys, World War II and the boomer generation, is an estimated $180 trillion deficit to as high as $225 trillion when you count Social Security and Medicare. So I don't know how you guys are going to make it. So that's why the program we're coming up with is you've got to look for new teachers, new advisors, new other people to talk to. There's one more stat that I want to show you that I found shocking, is that by age 35, so when we turned 35 as boomers, we already had 27% of the economy. So when I was 35, we were pretty rich. I was on my way to becoming a multimillionaire because they were printing so much money. But so this is boomers. We own that much, 27%. Then you have Gen X, and these are estimates. It's estimated that all they had was about 15% of the economy at age 35. And you guys, millennial, it's estimated that you guys will own less than 3%. So you guys are, anyway.
Especially if we keep doing what they tell us to do in school.
Which is go to school, get a job, not gonna make jobs, work hard, save money, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. So the other thing that's happening for you guys is because you don't make as much money now, use your credit cards, right? And you're paying the highest interest rates possible. Where myself, I'm paying 3%. So I'm getting richer by borrowing money at 3%, and you guys are borrowing money on credit card at 15, 20, 30% interest.
Because our expenses are higher and our income can't match our expenses. And what's the first thing you see outside of universities? All these little stands with credit cards. So it keeps going up and up and up.
So you look like the economy, your income is lower, which is this chart here, income is low, but your expenses keep going up. And then the real screw job is student loan debt. I cannot believe it. I mean, my mommy and my dad didn't pay any of my schooling for me, neither did Ken. So that's the difference. This is what I'm trying to say. The advantage is the harder it is now, though, the more you realize it's stacked against you. If you study differently and you learn different things, have different teachers, you'll be better off in the future. But the snowflakes of your generation, the world's picking on us and all that, which is true. It is true. You guys are getting picked on. If you let us pick on you, you just fall further behind. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's about getting ahead of the game. And what I'm curious to know is, okay, we're so far deep into credit card and student loan debt, all this, is there a way out?
Well, the country's bankrupt too. You understand debtor and creditor? Okay, Japan, China, Korea, Singapore, many Asian countries, they're creditors. They lend the U.S. money. The U.S. is now the biggest debtor nation in the world. So when you look at this chart over here, it's getting worse and worse and worse. So the Japanese, the Chinese, the Koreans, even though their economies are screwed also, at least they're producing and lending it to you guys, the American side. So that's what's going on globally here. So the reason we're going to bring up my teachers is fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. I have advisors. An advisor is different than an expert. A financial planner is so-called expert. An advisor is a teacher. So some of the advisors you'll meet, my real teachers are Ken McElroy, who's my advisor on debt. You know I'm in debt, right?
Yeah, tons of it.
Yeah, I'm proud of
More
it
than
too.
people can imagine.
Yeah. And then Tom Wheelwright, will say, I don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
So instead of telling them to go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, the things that rich generation needs to understand is what I understand. My rich dad taught me is how debt and taxes make people like me richer. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, and that's actually a topic that I think many millennials and other generations are afraid of.
Correct.
Because they're both scary. I mean, taxes for people with an average life hurt them because it takes away their money.
Right.
And then people are scared of debt because they're in bad debt. And so I think these advisors are superstars. I mean, the whole team is, because you credit a lot of your success to them.
Right.
And
they're my teachers. My advisors are my teachers.
Yeah, and Tom always says, I mean, it's, yes, you have a higher income, so you'll be more taxed more. But you can find a way, if you do what the government wants you to do, you can find a way to have incentives and provide housing and create jobs to have these tax benefits.
So let me give you one more broad lesson over here, because you're going to be giving both Tom and Kenny a gift called capital.
Yeah.
And capital is this French guy who measured what is happening is the amount of poor people is increasing too fast. When poverty increases, revolution. This guy's a French guy, he understands revolution, because they revolted again. They cut off people's heads and all this, French guys. So the thing about capital is there's income from capital and there's income from labor. So when a school teacher says to you, go to school and get a job and work hard, what kind of money are you working for?
Labor.
And labor pays the highest taxes. So that's what Tom's going to talk to you about, is that when you look at this here, E, S, B, and I, did Tom talk, I know,
Yes.
Tom always talks about this. These guys pay the highest tax because they work for labor.
Yeah.
They're laborers. Whereas these guys over here, the B's and the I's, they have capital. They have money work for them. So the thing what I'm happy about what you're doing for millennials is you're giving them a chance to have money working for them instead of labor.